Hey guys, and welcome to another Mass for the Dead video. In this video I'll be talking about the current raid as well as some upcoming events and characters that have been leaked by people in the Discord. So firstly, the raid. This Assault Field is for the Valentine's Sheltier, who is a tech type and is weak to have 100% weakness to water and ice. And she will do magic damage, meaning physical damage will be beneficial. So for the tier list, this is basically what it would look like. Obviously, she's an undead, meaning undead kill will be very useful for characters such as Nazarick Sheltier and original Momon. So yeah, the top two DPS, they actually do a lot of damage, as I'll show you later on with my team. So Nazarick Sheltier in a full setup with Mighty Warrior and buff cap as well as debuff cap will be doing around 135,000 crit damage, and Zarisu will be doing around 100,000 damage, while Halloween Aura will be doing around 80,000, and everyone else will be doing less. So for a rating, obviously you will want to go with 2 DPS and 1 debuffer as well as 1 buffer. For the debuffer, due to the recent buffs with all the characters, so now that we have all the JP buffs apart from Nazarick Albedo, it means we have a lot more debuffers to pick from. So for a lot of people, they might have Nazarick Mare, which they probably haven't used for such a long time. But yeah, he's a pretty decent debuffer. He does have that 5 MP AoE, which debuffs the enemy for 50% defense, which means you can use it twice and you'll reach the buff cap of 75%. However, to use him, it is a bit difficult, so you have to work around it depending on your team. If you're using characters such as Nazarick Sheltier and Zarisu, which will be using their self buffs on the first 10 because it's beneficial to them, you might want to use Nazarick Mari by doing attack and then use your 5 MP and then attack and skill attack. So firstly, other details about the event is obviously the rewards shop. So the exchange area this time definitely has some pretty good awards. I mean, it does make sense since the game is about to die, so they're being quite honest now. So we do have the limited Chaos Relic Scroll, which has some really good stuff, and they're giving us quite a lot. I think it was 19 if I counted correctly last time. And yeah, everything else is around the same. Nothing too different. So I guess I will do an exchange and just show you the relics that you can actually get from here. So yeah, by using this, it gives you the option for all the past limited relics in global, including the ranking ones. So as such as these 3 were all ranking event relics, which they don't really do much. So if you want to go for meta, you definitely obviously go for the Center Twins relic, which will be what I'm doing here, at least for getting possibly 2 max copy before I go for some of the ones that have a maxed out and just plan to max out, such as these, I guess. But yeah, this raid, you basically go for exchange roll, you get the Center Twins relic, and then you probably use it on your raid team to get even higher damage, because Center Twins relics, once it goes above level 60, is actually stronger than Mighty Warrior. And yeah, now I could probably just show you my raid team. So my raid team, I have almost all of the top characters for the raid apart from Zarisu, which I'll be getting from the battle zone as I explained before. And yeah, with the team, you want to have your DPS in the leader slot for the extra damage instead of your debuffer, even though the bonus amount of speed is kind of annoying. But the DPS for this raid are strong enough to a point that it's actually way more beneficial to have your DPS in the front slot instead of your buffer or your debuffer with a DPS relic, and which is what I have here. So I'll be using Nazarick Solution. Of course, it's due to some testing. I realized for this specific team, Nazarick Solution is actually a lot better than Nazarick Mare, and I'll do a bit explanation on why, as well as how you would use both once we get the raid started. So for the DPS, for characters such as Nazarick, Shoutier, or maybe even Zarius and other characters that have a self buff, which gives either skill up or element, as long as it's a beneficial element against the boss, you want to use it because it does increase their damage by enough so that it's more worth than just doing a normal attack. Now for the debuffer for Nazarick Solution, you obviously just keep on using debuffer until it runs out. But for characters like Nazarick Mare, it's not always the best solution to use it on the first turn, because of how the fact that it gives 50%, which is quite a big amount. But that doesn't apply the same for New Year Mare, which just gives 50% anyway. And for this turn, with the DPS that you've self-buffed, if they do have 4 MP, then you want to normal attack, because on this turn, if you're using Nazarick Solution, your debuff is only at 60%, so it's not still capped at 75%, meaning for turn 3, 4, and 5 is when it will be at debuff cap, or your buffer will be at the same amount. So during those turns, if you use the Purifying Lens or 4 MP attacks, it would do a lot more damage than using it for this turn. So this is where, if you have Nazarick Mare, it might be a bit better to start using your debuff on this turn, because it is 50%, and with Nazarick Solution you'd be at 60% here, which is only 10% lower. It is a difference, but it's not too big of a difference compared to what you'll be doing before, where the first turn is mostly wasted depending on DPS because of self buffs. And similarly for the second attack, as the second turn as shown before, they'll be using a lot of normal attacks, and yeah, that's basically it. And yeah, that was basically my team and the moveset I used. So this is probably pretty good damage, as you can see, 835,000. Man, I can't math. But yeah, as you can see, it's definitely good damage, mostly because I hit most of my crits. However, it still can be improved if I had Zarisu, which I'll definitely be getting soon, so I'll be reaching close to the max damage with Zarisu and stuff. But yeah, that's for raid. And so another thing about another upcoming thing today, will probably be out by the time this video is uploaded, is Battle Arena. So we're getting two new ones from the last two new ones actually. Yeah, 2 new ones from the previous one. And you will actually be getting 3 of these exchange scrolls. And obviously, if you don't have Zarisu, I would probably recommend you to go for Zarisu, because it would be very helpful for your current raid. And otherwise then just go for whoever you like, because the game is about to die and there's no point for me to tell you what to do. So a bit more about the upcoming stuff. Surprisingly enough, they actually did release some information about next month in the notifications, which was for events. So later on in this month, we'll be getting the reruns of the Nazarick Rebirth plans, which were both a ranking event when they first came out. Meaning they probably aren't going to be that useful. I don't really see too much potential for them. They probably just for people to try them out unless they make them ranking, which I really doubt. And it'll just be some extra stones that you can use for upcoming banners, which I'll go on a bit later. Abyss Portal, they'll be adding the 5-star Chaos Relics, which is, I mean, it's good that you can use them, but on the JP shop, you only get 1 copy in the raid shop, and since Abyss Portal resets once a month, you'll most likely only be able to get 1 copy unless they change it to 5 copies. So March, they're actually adding some new stuff. There's still specific dates, but not too much things. We get another battle arena which has the Pleiades ones, and from the experience on JP, it was quite difficult, but for some people on global, it might not be too hard. However, it will probably still be the hardest mission we'll ever get on global, because I don't think we'll get anything else after this. Advent, they bring all the characters, which is good for people that don't have them. Chaos Field, more stones, good for summoning. And the things that we all want, which is Chapter 7. And yeah, the extra bonus for Chapter 7, I guess this will be the final chapter they add. Hopefully they add more chapters, more translated stuff, so that yeah, be a good ending, hopefully, for Mass for the Dead. So yeah, now on some of the leaked stuff for upcoming banners. So there is 3 banners that we currently know of, at least the 3 ones that you probably want to pull on. One of them is for Nazarick Irons, or the Anniversary Irons. And that banner is 5 steps, like Zeshi, which at step 5 you get guaranteed. However, at step 4, you have a chance of getting a guaranteed either Victim or Kyuhuku, which is 2 other new Nazarick Festival characters. And on top of that, we also have a similar banner for Enri, with at step 4 having a guaranteed chance of getting either the Bloody Emperor or Gazif. And yeah, on top of that, we also have the limited characters banner, which has a lot of the new limited characters, but obviously not all. And that will just be all in one banner, not too much info about this yet, but these are all the new characters that will be upcoming. So if you still haven't spent your stones yet, well, now you know what to spend them on, and yeah, have a better idea to use the last stones that you've saved up in the game and enjoy it before it dies. And I guess that's about it for the end of the video. I'll probably do a summoning video and we'll end it there. Peace.